Well, I love this genre, and when I first came into it, I wasn't really sure, right? So at the time when I first came in, I was very skeptical, and I was like, "Oh, romance, like I don't know, like I know that that's where my like voice fits and all that stuff, and I'll likely start there first because there's so much of it." But as I worked in it, and as I worked with people like you, and with authors like Vic- Victoria Lark, for example. Um, I put good romance in the same arena as really good horror films or like really good comic books. It's it's the specific art form for a really specific and wonderful purpose, right? Like it's not just happening because it's happening, it's happening for a reason. It's very specifically there, and it has a very specific message. um, did a big loud noise just start happening from my end?
I heard a little bit of some kind of whirring.
All right, I think I forgot to turn off my dehumidifier. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Shall I start tap dancing? That's not a genuine offer. I will not be tap dancing. Sorry,
Huzzah! But yeah, so that's kind of like how I see it now. Whereas before, I was like, oh, it's this thing that's not. So in my mind, I was like, oh, this is not art. This is trash, right? But it's not
and I
because
think there's been a big shift in that understanding, especially with the rise of, we talked about 50 Shades of Grey was very popular. Crossfire series became very popular, and then most recently, A Court of Thorn and Roses. So you had all of these people putting their eyes on this subgenre or this genre of literature that they're not used to taking a close look at.
yeah,
It, so I think that's an understanding that's becoming more common, but I think it'll be a long ways off before the general perception of you know romance books are viewed uh, the way that I, and it sounds like you do as well, view them.